How are you doing everyone? And welcome back to the Learner Driver Classroom. My name is Anthony and today we're going to be talking about when to signal around parked cars. Every instructor has their own way of doing this and there's no really right or wrong way of doing it. I tend not to signal around parked cars too much as it can be confusing and it just gives you more work to do. So why would you signal around a parked car? The reason why you would do it is to let other road users know what you're doing. Alright, so just hold that thought for a minute. So let's say we're driving along, nice big road there, and the speed limit would normally be 50. Alright, so the trick here is that we want to be scanning, as in looking far up the road ahead. And if you see my last video for reaction to hazards, we always want to deal with the hazard earlier rather than later. So in this case, we're looking up the road, we can see the hazard up ahead, being a parked car on the left. You would simply see the parked car and react by just mirror, and just gradually moving out towards the centre line. We just do it nice and gradually, getting it over to here. No need to signal in this case, we're just gradually moving over and we straighten up and we just drive straight past the hazard, making sure we keep our doors width between you and the parked car. So I mentioned earlier on that we signal to let other road users know what we're doing. So just say for instance, same scenario, we see the hazard, we're looking up the road and we're going to mirror, move. Imagine there's a car or a van right behind you here. It looks like they're going to overtake you or they're just really close to you. In this case then, I would mirror, signal and then move over, because you're just letting the guy behind you know that yes, I am moving over, stay back. That's the only time I would kind of signal around this. So it does be the same in the residential areas. These areas do be usually 30 kilometers an hour. Usually there's no road markings in these areas. But it's the same process. You're driving along, you see the hazard on the left being a parked car. A lot of times it's just simple mirror and gradually move out and go straight past the parked car, trying to keep your doors width. No real need to signal in this case. So times when I would signal would be, let's say for instance I have to change lane. So I have to come across onto the wrong side of the road. In this scenario, I would usually signal. So say for instance, I'm driving along and I see the hazard on my side. Usually this means I have to give way, alright? So that means I have to kind of slow down and let this car go and then I can change lane. Alright, so we're going to talk about a little bit about reaction to hazards here as well. So instead of me flying all the way up to the back of this car and stopping, sometimes to let this car pass to overtake, sometimes it's okay for you to say, right, I'm looking up the road, I can see this parked car on the left. It's okay to ease off a little bit earlier here, sort of slow down a little bit, let the purple car go, and once the way ahead is clear, you're looking up ahead, once it's clear, that's when you can mirror, signal, and then gradually come over. Once this car is out of the way, gradually come over and overtake this car parked on the left. And once you're past the parked car, just mirror and move back in. No need to signal left on the way back in. Just mirror, move back in. So that's one time when I would signal. Another time I would signal would be, let's say for instance, it's a really narrow road. You're in a residential area, and sometimes you just can't help it because the roads will be so narrow. There's a hazard on your side, parked car on your side, there's a car coming towards you, and sometimes you just have to stop. Alright, the trick here is what I see so many people doing is they see the car coming, they see the car parked here on the left, and they want to dive in here behind the car. There's no need for that. It just makes that really hard for you to get back out onto the road. The trick what I tell people is, so you're looking up the road, you can see the orange car parked on the left. The trick here is just try to stop about 2 car lengths away from this car, but just left of the centre line. Just enough room so that the purple car can go, and then once there's no more cars coming, that's when you mirror, signal and move out around the parked car. So this trick works good. Say just once there's enough space for the purple car, once as this purple car is passing, all you do is mirror, signal to the right. Once he goes, then you just move on around. That doesn't work if, say, there's another car parked here. You don't want to park beside something. If it means stopping a little bit further back, just so this car could kind of have enough room, that will be better. You try not to stop opposite another parked car. It makes it too narrow. If you can't help it and there's loads of parked cars, well then you might have to think about coming in on the left. But in this case, you want to avoid that as much as you can. It's not very often that it has to happen. The road would have to be very narrow and full of parked cars. But if it does, if you're in here, it looks like you're parked, so you really have to make sure other road users know that you are moving out. So mirror, signal, you might even check your blind spot and move and overtake this orange car. And that's it. It's just a quick video on when to signal around parked cars. There is no right and wrong way to do it. I always find people, if you feel like you want to signal around the parked car, just do it. You won't get marked for doing it or not doing it a lot of the times. The only times you might get marked for it is, let's say there's a road here and you're signalling around this parked car. It could look like that you want to turn. So sometimes there's a section in the driving test for misleading signals. You don't want to pick up an unnecessary mark for that. Alright, but apart from that, just if you feel the need to do it, do it. So that's it. It's a really short video, this one. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and comment below. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer any of them. And yeah, safe driving, and I shall see you on the next video.